Now I'm sure this isn't just me. Whenever people are trying to buy me gifts, I always say, ooh, some hobby stuff would be nice. Cue lots of blank looks. So this year, while I was putting together a wish list, which is something I can easily share with my significant others, I thought I'd go one better and create a short video of the things I like for Christmas. And hopefully that helps some of you lot out too. That way, the next time someone asks you, what do you want for Christmas? You can just share them this link. Win. For each of the gift ideas, I'm going to try and do a dream option, a normal option, and a sort of a stocking filler option as well. The idea being that the stocking fillers are cheap items under a tenner that are just a bit of fun, whereas the big ticket items are things that potentially other people can pitch in on, or you can ask for as a big special main present. As ever, all the gift ideas will be linked down in the description below, and if you do click on any of the links, it gives the channel a bit of a boost too, and gives me a nice little early Christmas present, so that's nice. Just one little comment before we get started. I've got lots of comments recently about the audio quality in the videos, and I'm really trying to up my game on this front. If you think you can see a difference, or you can tell me how to make it better, just drop a comment down below. Really appreciate it. So first up are brushes. You may already know this, but I've been thinking about brushes a lot recently. They're sort of like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. Top of my list on this front are the Artist Opus brushes, because they're so pretty and they come in a nice box. And for me, giving a gift, I want it to look pretty and get a nice reaction when I give it. So the Artist Opus brushes tick that box nicely, and for all intents and purposes are very good quality brushes. But at £60 or around $120 for a set, they're certainly not a cheap option. For a much more reasonable £9 are the size 2 Pro Synthetics from Monument Hobbies. I reviewed these, and you can find the link up there somewhere, and these remain my favourite brushes. Size 1 and size 2 are the ones you want to go for. They're the most versatile, although they go all the way up to like size 6. But if you want a fun stocking filler, head to a bargain shop, like a Poundland in the UK, or grab some cheap ass brushes from Amazon. My wife gave me a set of these a couple of years back, and I absolutely loved them. They were a really nice surprise, and they didn't cost a huge amount of money, but I use them all the time. The next item you can never have too much of are paints. Sure, you don't need them, but it's nice to have them. And receiving them as a gift is a nice, guilt-free way to add to your collection and experiment with new brands, which is something I love to do. For me, I'm chasing the Scale 75 Artist Series, but another amazing option as a main gift are the full basic set from Chimera Paints. I reviewed these a couple of weeks back, and you'll find the link just up there. But both those paints are a significant investment and actually a little tricky to use, so I don't really recommend them for, say, someone just starting out. For something a bit different and around the £20 mark, I really recommend the box sets from Scale 75. I personally would like to pick up the Ink'Tensity sets, and I have the Metal and Alchemy sets, which I really love. They're great metallics coming in a range of colours that are both interesting and easy to use. For stocking fillers, single pots of Citadel Technical Paints is the way I would go with this one. Citadel Technical Paints are, as long as you get the right ones, relatively cheap at around £4 a go, and really top performing paints. My favourites are Agrellan Earthshade, Sterling Mud, Tesseract Glow, and Blood for the Blood God. But almost anything's fun. Now this next section I'm going to broadly call gadgets, and all of them make great gift ideas. Now wet palettes definitely fall into the game changer category. And while there are loads of brands of wet palettes, several of which are well reviewed, like the Masterson Stay Wet, and even the Army Painter, my go-to would be the Redgrass Games Everlasting Wet Palettes. They're pretty, they're well put together, they perform really nicely, and they're just really neat and tidy, which is something I really value. My personal take would be to go and get yourself a Studio XL, which is the bigger of the two of them, and sells for around about £35. But they are a bit large, and they're really designed for people who have a dedicated hobby space. If you don't have a dedicated hobby space, or you like to pick up and move around with your paints a lot, say you're travelling, then I would go with the Painter Lite, which is cheaper and about half the size. Still the same build quality and functionality that you get with the other palette though. One thing I would say though about the Everlasting Wet palettes is they've just finished a Kickstarter for their version 2, and you can pre-order those version 2s from their website. Again, you'll find the links down below. It's a bit of a risk, but if you pre-order them, they're saying they'll deliver them by the end of December, which might mean before Christmas. So if you feel like taking a risk and getting the latest updated model, you can find the links down below. And of course in the new year, as soon as I receive my version 2 wet palette, I'll have a review out on the channel too. For an extra bit of fun as a stocking filler for that present, the Redgrass Games 360 miniature holder is a really fun miniatures holder that you can waste lots and lots of time with, just endlessly spinning your miniature. For those wanting a really big hitter of a present, you can't really beat the airbrush compressor combo. There's a bewildering choice of airbrushes out there and lots of airbrush reviews. I have a few on the channel, but my go-to is the indomitable Badger Patriot 105. It's cheap, it's easy to use, it's easy to clean, the spares are readily available. I really highly recommend it. If you want to upgrade it, you can get the Extreme Edition, which has an easy clean surface and a taller trigger, but the standard one's absolutely fine too. But if you haven't got any airbrushing equipment already, don't forget to get a compressor and a hose. And ideally, you'll want to find a compressor with a tank, like the one I linked below and I'm showing here. All in, this little package will set you back about £200, so you really need to like the recipient if you're going to go down that route. If you can't stretch to £200, there are loads of amazing tools you can buy. Why not jump into the Black Friday sale and pick yourself up a Dremel 3000 like I did a few years back? The price as of making this video is about £45, but I fully expect that to drop in Black Friday. And with a Dremel, you can do all sorts of sanding, cutting, drilling, and generally making a menace of yourself. So it's a fun little thing to add to your toolbox. For hand tools, look at cutters, pin drills, metal files, sanding sticks. Most of these can be found for around about £10, but if you want to go fancy, you can always upgrade those, and there's plenty of people selling them for significantly more money. I could go on forever about bits and pieces you could buy, but thankfully for you I'm not going to. So I made a silly montage of other cool present ideas and stocking fillers, just in case you have literally no idea what to get. Hopefully the UK audience get the reference. If not, I'm just very old and I apologise. Green Stuff World UV resin and a UV torch for making epic bases. A leaf cutter by Green Stuff World. Make tiny little leaves to your heart's content. An X-Acto knife. Lots of beads. Make silly little robots or more terrain. Grass tufts to help bring your bases to the next level, along with tiny bark and big bits of bark to make rocks. And maybe some static grass. You can find all this stuff at your local hobby shop or in the links down below. And to finish off, a cuddly toy. Every hobby needs a mascot, and it may as well be this happy little ball of pestilence. So I hope that helps. And because it's Christmas, I wanted to give you all a gift too. I don't want a lot for Christmas, there is just one thing. That will do. That was hideous. I'm very, very sorry.